Hello everyone, it is your suburban garden permaculture style guy. I haven't done a big update for a while, so I owe you one and I'm going to give it to you. There's been a lot of things going on in the garden. There's been some purchases made, there's been some things decided, and boy oh boy has it been hot. One of the chickens decided to start molting, the white one, so there's chicken feathers everywhere, and you can see these girls have their wings out and they're panting, keeping their wings away from their body. I keep them hydrated. They've had watermelon today, cantaloupe today. Just keep them as comfortable as possible until this heat wave goes by. It was forecast yesterday to be 106 today. I think it only got to 105, but we haven't had but one sprinkle shower of rain in almost 2 months. So we're getting murdered out here. I put some shade cloth on that here a little while ago. Anyway, back to where we were at. Here's something we've harvested. Some watermelons I got here recently. This one started to get a little blossom end rot. These still feel good. This one's going to be great. This one, the vine was dead, so I was like, well, I guess I got to pick it. It looks kind of light colored, but that's what I wanted to show you that. We're still getting watermelons and cantaloupes to this day, and you're going to see a bunch of cantaloupes out here in just a second. Some of our bucket gardening is going pretty good. The peppermint, oregano. This is parsley. These are 4 o'clock sunflowers. The thyme looks pitiful. I don't know why. Our catnip. We have our new kitties. They love this catnip. It's getting burned up. There's some over there. Some more oreganos, peppermints, some sage. We just up-potted that sage. Some amaranth plants that grow wild here that we have in some pots as well. Some lavenders, thyme, basils, various types left over from those seedlings. They were never to get planted over far, so we did stick a bunch of them, the wifey did, and we've been keeping them going by plucking the flowers off every now and then. When you find them, you pluck those off so it don't keep flowering and makes more leaves. Gosh, that smells so good though. So anyway, lots of little things going on here. I have a sweet potato stuck in here with some petunias, so this is a potato petunia, something or another she called it. Sure, it's going to be cool. It'll drape down. I wanted to show y'all some things that I've gotten that are my rolls. I'm really happy about these things. These things make me feel complete. My rolls. So I've got some rolls. Some of the wonderful stuff, if you can have the means to get a hold of some of this stuff for your gardening, man, I think it makes a lot of difference. This stuff I haven't used yet. This is that stuff that my fruit bags are made out of. Let me show you. This stuff, the stuff you can see through, right? It's a gauze material. What do you call it? Tulle? I don't know. It's a giant sheet of that. And I tell you, this is a giant sheet. Insect barrier netting, Anaheim, California here. You can see all the stuff. Serbio, I don't know. So anyway, it's a giant sheet. This is 6 foot by 100 foot. That's huge. Awesome. I got my ground cover, my woven ground cover that we already use in the gardens. Another 250 foot roll. I've done burn through a 250 foot roll. It's the second one. I got the white frost row cover, the floating row cover that people talk about. Haven't had a chance to use that yet. Obviously, we haven't got there, but I have 100 or 200 foot of that for when that comes up. Got more shade cloth. I love this. This shade cloth, I bought a 100 foot roll. Let me tell you about that shade cloth. That is knitted or something. It's inexpensive. It's unfinished, but it's just a giant roll, 6 foot wide. This one's 200 foot wide, long. The first one I got was 100 foot. I burned through it. I needed more. It was like $89 for 100 foot, but it was $124 for 200 foot. A 200 foot roll was a whole roll. I saw it when I unpackaged it. It was the whole roll. So when I bought 100 foot, all they did was reel the 100 foot off, cut it, sold it to me for almost $90. Yet if I'd have just paid that little bit of $34, $35, whatever it was more, $40, whatever, I'd have got the whole extra 100 foot. And now I kick myself because now I have bought 300 foot, but I've paid, the way I did. So anyway, I have it. I love it. Just this stuff right here is going to be saving my behind out here in Texas. This is 30% knitted or woven shade cloth. You'll see it out there. This is just regular deer fencing or deer netting, which I use for bird netting. This works for my blueberries. This kept the birds off my blueberries this year. Love this stuff. Home Depot special. I think it's 7 foot wide, and it was about a 100 foot long roll. God, love these 100 foot rolls. And this was some netting material for like making screens and stuff, but it's netting material, and I'm going to use that for a black soldier fly bin project. This, I wish it was in a roll. I was thinking about taking it out and roll it up and make me another roll, right? And then get me another roll. So there's my rolls. So happy with my rolls. I feel very accomplished in my life that I have these rolls, so that's kind of interesting. All right. What I'm going to do is we're going to go, oh yeah, I have some big cocoa core bricks. I got 2 of those. They're like 11-pound bricks that turn into like a wheelbarrow size, like 2.2 cubic feet or something like that. So that's great. Big project coming up with that. Patio's not perfectly cleaned off. Yeah, that's a big 4.4 cubic foot thing of perlite. The little white granule things you see in the potting mix. Oh yeah, a giant bag of pure perlite. That was kind of pricey. That was like 36 bucks. I found a place where I could go pick it up. That's why I got a deal on not getting the shipping costs involved. And Home Depot is out locally. So anyway, that thing, go with the cocoa core blocks to make new soil for like seedlings. That'd be like a sterile mix. Got black cow. That's your organic stuff. This topsoil is really cheap around here. It's like $1.36 a bag, but it's clay. If you use it pure, it don't work out good. But if we mix it with some of this sphagnum moss or this cocoa core, this stuff, some black cow, we've actually made a soil. I'm getting ready to up pot my citrus, guys. This is gonna be a big project. Bam! I don't like buying bags, but it's cool because I'm gonna make a soil out of that soil. I'm gonna take that, we're gonna add a small amount of black cow, a percentage, but not a huge percentage. I might add a little more of this since I'm adding black cow, and I might add a little bit of that clay soil, just the finest parts of it that's already kind of mixed with a lot of organic matter. That's not like a wad of clay. You'd have to see what I'm talking about to know what I'm talking about. I've been mixing these up together for a while. I have a big giant bag of citrus tone for the citrus trees. When I mix them up, I'm going to be mixing this in there. Huge 18-pound bag that I got. I've transferred it into a different container. There's just a little bit left in the bottom, but I'll be using some pounds of that in the soil mix for those. And dun 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 dun, what I got was these. I found a place to get a heck of a deal on eBay. 25-gallon pots. I got 5 of them for 100 bucks. I thought that was a good price because buying big pots is actually not cheap. Sometimes they're like 40, 50, 60 bucks a pot for stuff not even that big. And these aren't permanent outdoor pots. I get all that. I don't mind. Oh, chicken's broke in. Because this is the box that came in. I don't straighten up for you guys. You're seeing real life as it comes. So the girls have broken in because I had the fence open because I was doing some weed eating. No, where are you going the wrong way? Go out that way. Oh, they always go the wrong way. There's a plate on there. Yeah. Raw. Go out of daddy's yard. Get. It's like y'all have everything else in the world. You gotta give me this one thing. It's my yard. Well, they're up under there trying to get the black soldier fly larvae. They keep coming out of the bin. You can see they're up in there scratching it up real good. Ooh, them things are going nuts. We'll get an early on peek. I mean, this bin is loaded with them. There's hardly any food in there. I've been put cantaloupe in there today. Some of the stuff I gave the chickens. So yeah, well, there's a lot in there. The wind blows some of this stuff over, but some of it's me. Machine. I was cooling off my weed eater from using it. It's still got stuff on it. You know, that's going to slow down in usage, but come this spring, you know, that's going to be hot and heavy. Let's see. The sunflowers. Yikes. They were gone from being awesome to becoming these monstrous things, which they always do. And I started cutting them down. Trust me, there would have been no way to walk through some of these areas already. But again, I told you it hadn't rained in almost 2 months. When I tell you that, it is not a joke. Oh, I had cut a line. Oh, wait. Yeah. Oh, hold on just a second. Yeah, I'm gonna see here. Dun, 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 the magic of pause. You gotta love that. I had cut a line in the ground to put the irrigation line through here, and a crack formed. And in the direct sunlight with the sun overhead, this is the most amazing hole that you have ever seen. I mean, the distance that this thing goes down, I don't know if y'all are actually getting to see it, but it is pretty bad. It's so deep. Oh man, I can't tell if it's seeing anything. Anyway, the whole yard is cracking so bad. I haven't had enough rain to beat the crack. You can see it as that hose is run there where I kind of dug a trench and the world split along that line I cut. My line was nowhere near as deep as that. So that's pretty bad. Hey, there goes Hankums. You can see the sunflowers are still looking pitiful. That mulberry tree, gosh, this spring was that big. It was that big this spring, and now it's that big. And it grows right in the clay, and it seems to like it. Go figure. I did lose one of the kiwis. I sure did. Boy, I sure did. Lost this girl right here. Hankums, what are you looking at? Sure passed on. So, as you can see, she is no longer growing. Wah, 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 wah. That's terrible. The male's still alive and another female's still alive, so that's hope. The thing is, these grow from cuttings. They're not grafted, so I can start another female off of here and stick them in here. But I'm gonna rework this box first to give it a better shot next time. Because again, I was working at the end of my soils when I put all this in and didn't have enough to share with all of them properly. Let's see. The water system's still in use. I did change something up. I took off my patio over by the machine. I have a oh wow, something killed one of my vines. You can see that vine's all drooped down right there. Wow, it looks like the honeydew vine. Oh no, there's a baby honeydew attached to that. Maybe, I don't know. So anyway, This was on the patio, so it meant my patio was on a timer. I'd have to, while I was running stuff, I could use that, or I could just have the timer on the patio. That got annoying, and I needed the back hose line for the yard itself, just like a free hose. One for the front yard, here, the patio, and the water system, so I got another 4-way. And I did that. So that's just the yard hose. This is the front yard hose. This is the patio line, and I put a pressure regulator. That's a 25 PSI pressure regulator because it's way too powerful coming out of here. It's like 90 almost. It's like 89. So that's going to the patio irrigation line. And then this right here is the irrigation system itself on a water hose stub that converts over here to the water system. And this sucker still works great. So like right now, right, there's no water coming through here. But if I turn on the timer, right, these little cheap timer, man, this thing's been working like a charm. Heck, the sun's already worn in the paint off of it. Working like a charm. Right now we're watering the big garden. Probably a good idea. Let's water the big garden. Those watermelons I showed you, just took those out of there like yesterday. There's another one there. Still getting watermelons. There's still new cantaloupes. We found like 7 or 8 new cantaloupes yesterday. I'm shocked because I thought these things would all die by now. But as you can see, there's a cantaloupe off in there. I believe you can see that. And there's some other ones in there. And there's that one honeydew youngster. Something don't look good right there. I don't know what vine that is. But something don't look good. I'm shocked that it's alive this far. I can see the other ones are dying back over there too. That watermelon, that's where one of it died off. This cantaloupe's been here. It only had those 2 cantaloupes early in the year. They got ate by the chickens. And it hasn't grown anything this whole time, but I let it grow. And now it's loaded up out of the blue here late in the season at 100-something degrees. All of a sudden, there's all these little cantaloupes. So you got one. Number 2 is a big one. Right, there's a big guy for this cantaloupe. It's a heart of gold. They're kind of small cantaloupes anyway. So we're at 2 right now. And then, try not to trip on camera by catching your feet in the door. Go number 3. Right, number 3. A little ugly little cuss. And there's number 4. Another ugly little cuss. And there is another 5 in here too somewhere. I don't know exactly where it's at the top of my head now. But yeah, there's like 4 or 5 more in here. And then, yeah, that's pretty cool. There's another little watermelon starting that doesn't look like it's going to stay. This watermelon's almost done. You can see the tendrils are all dried up. The little tendrils are dry right here. It's pretty much done. I can't believe how much we got out of this patch back here, you guys. We didn't get, some things didn't do well. Like, I'd have done a second round of squash. A second round in the same hole where the zucchini was. Squash bugs killed it immediately. I see another baby cantaloupe over there. I don't know if y'all can see it. There's a little yellow flower under there, and up under there, there's a cantaloupe baby. Another one I didn't see yesterday. These raspberries, let me get them stood back up. They're trying to flower. This is like a second or a multiple time a year flowering raspberry. It's poking me. That's why I can't think of what it is. Well, let me get out of the fence and figure out what I'm talking about. So it's flowering instead of in the spring here in the fall. Big old head of raspberries. Maybe. I mean, they look kind of poorly. But sometimes they look like that before they look awesome. And they won't stay over there away from the chickens. If y'all don't stay over there, the chickens are going to get y'all by jumping and pecking. Okay. These trees suffer every year. This heat is just something else, you guys. And you can see I've been adding. I mowed yesterday, and it went from green to yellow in one day just because of how hot it is out here. And I try to protect this ground to keep it as wet as I can. Been trying to keep these 2 really wet to, again, keep them alive. I just weed-eated out this garden. We're going to put black plastic down. I'm going to rake this out. Wanted to get this filming done for you guys before I got started. We're going to rake this out and we're going to put the black plastic down. We're not going to have a walkway anymore where we have to walk on grass. I put the weed eater in here, and man, it was always grass, right? That was the head of grass that I was going for. I can't get the roots out, but look what it's growing next to. I mean, this is just how dry it's been here. Cherry trees, whew. The fact that I have kept them alive this long, I think is a testament to me being stubborn. Maybe not so smart, but stubborn. I can give you that. Hey, and there's our strawberries. There's, yeah, I think I see a leaf right there. Yep. There's some leaf right there. Wait, yep, there he is right there. Yeah, strawberry. Somewhere in there. So we're gonna come in here and weed this out again. We have this idea, we're gonna put some holes, we're gonna put down that plastic, okay? This is getting ridiculous. It just happens over and over, no matter what you do. That's why I can't stand weeding, because I won't do it, and so I'm just not gonna. So I gotta stick with the black plastic, man. It's the only thing that's gonna work. Lay that stuff down, try to cut X slices in it to have somebody help me thread them through the bottom, and get these existing ones that are already in there, lay that black plastic down, and get those established that way. So yeah, that's where we're at on that. It's looking really cool, jungly. Need to get these sunflowers out of here, and that's the pokeweed, poisonous for us, but you can actually eat it if you boil it 3 times. You see it's loaded with berries. The mockingbirds are tearing that stuff up, which is fine. My chickens can eat them too if they want to. They don't seem to want them, but that's fine if they do, but they're there. But it's a food source, so we have plenty of stuff going on. Our lizard population is getting bigger. Oh, one of my baby kitties came out. They are not being shy anymore, you guys. And we try to keep them in the fence, but they follow me. Why? Why? That's Grover. That's big boy. What? What? What can you do? What can I do for you? You ain't supposed to be out here. You know that. It's a big, scary world. The thing is, he's big enough to be out here, but I'm being a butthead, and me and Mom are just being, we're babying these cats. I just love them too much, and I'm not trying to have you grow up too fast. So I don't want you out here by yourself yet, because I know it's coming. And the citrus I have completed because I had to. Let me try to explain this. I already had this secondary cover that looked great, this shade cloth using these little garden clips, but I didn't have this back piece. I had to order that second roll. I'd ran out. This was the last I had of my shade cloth. It was, again, another reason I needed another roll. He gets scared. He's still not 100% sure of the dog, and being out in the open is scared. And yeah, because Daddy's been sheltering you, right? Daddy, Mommy, and the boys, we sheltered these kitties. Y'all here living y'all's best life already, I know. But it was scorching them because the sun is so up high in the high summer here that it was actually over here. I didn't think it was, but the sun was still scorching these guys. I came out here and all you can see, they're still curled. They were all like this, and it was all of these tips. It looked bad. This whole thing was just curling up, and I was like, oh my God. Oh, sorry, kitty. See, I'm backstepping on you. And you see how that little bit of curling up on this avocado? It's from just a little bit too much heat exposure and sun exposure. I can see some damage. But yeah, so I went ahead and we got my another roll came in finally and just rigged it up. I mean, look at those little clips. This stuff is strong enough to just hold itself, and these clips come right out. I can remove them easily. I hope I'm not plugging up the mic the whole time. And they're easy enough to take in and out, so that's actually a great system of using this stuff with these tomato clips that I already had. Kitty boy, no. We're not gonna play going up on the sheds and stuff. We're not gonna do all that. Oh, come here. What? He's not fighting me, he just slid out of my hands. Here, come here. Get up on me. I know. We're helicopter parents, I know. For these little kitties we are. So anyway, back at the bat cave. Yeah, it's still too hot in Texas, even for citrus trees. That's just how crazy it is here. Strangely enough, the blueberries seem to do all right in the direct sun as long as you can keep them watered. And that's the hard part, right? I'm going to change the water system under here, but it's still working. But this is the encouraging thing you're looking for. This is blueberry plants growing out from the root suckers. All right, they're growing under the ground, hitting the box and coming up, right? They would spread further. This is one, a big one right here. See if you're seeing that. This is awesome. These are all whole new tops. They become new fruiting wood over the next year or so, or this year or next year, and that's great. That's going to support more and more fruit load every year. That's a new one coming from the bottom. Kitty, that's my shed. Oh my goodness. I still haven't taken the bird netting off of this when I need to. You can see how jungly it gets over here when I let these sunflowers grow, and my amaranth looking all beautiful. Kitty, you're going to give me a heart attack, kitty. Get out of there, kitty. All right, so I got a great deal. Some pots. Anyway, all these restaurants and stuff closing. I saw a deal and I had the money available. Look at these giant aluminum. Oh my gosh. I don't know how much these things weigh. These things are huge and they are thick. All right, they're not thin. Big giant industrial aluminum stock pots, right? These got to be like 25 gallon or 20 gallon. $50 for 3 of them. The cheapest one of these I can find online is like 160 something bucks, and the most expensive ones are like $700 or $800 each. So $50 for all 3. That was a deal. Skull chickens, boil some pokeweed because we're in the apocalypse and we have to eat pokeweed for some reason. And so we got to boil it 3 times and drain it, but we need to do a bunch. I got a giant pot for that. Got the one for our drinking water we can boil. So it's, having giant pots on hand could be an asset in case things went bad, right? Yeah, so since Kitty came over here and made my shed part of the video, I'm going to put some hooks up in there and I'm going to hang them up in the ceiling like I did this chandelier I've never got a chance to put up yet. But yeah, I'm going to hang them suckers up in the roof with some hooks and get them out of my way because floor space is at a premium, huh, Kitty? Oh my gosh, so cute, I can't stand it anymore. All right, I'm going to go over here. Come on, Kitty, get out of my garden stuff. I weeded it in here again because we're going to do the same thing, put the black plastic down. I'm just tired of this walkway. looking like this when I have these gardens looking so proper and nice. Look at the spider mites damage on them suckers. Can y'all see that? Woo, doggy. They look like white ghosts. All them bite holes. Spider mites. But I don't stop. Look at that. Seedlings we just put in the ground. I just put in the ground. Bang, bang, bang. Bang, bang. You see it. Ooh, I'm still zoomed in, sorry. There's a whole line of the seedlings. The ones right here by this trellis thing that they can grow up it are climbing beans and some cucumbers. So you got like climbing beans and cucumbers right there. One of those is a climbing bean, one of those is cucumbers. Climbing beans, cucumbers, whatever. Back and forth. Hold on. Breathed in a gnat. Healthy. Anyway, that's for these guys. But then down there is more bush bean types. Well, when I say down there, I mean down that row. There's more of the bush beans out there to replace some of those. The Anaheim peppers are taking off, so whatever's messing up them green beans ain't affecting peppers on either side. It ain't affecting the tomatoes really, or at least not that I can tell. And you know, so I have something coming. I have the cold pressed neem oil coming in. So these things have growth all over them. I didn't sucker these at all. I suckered my other garden extensively, as if you recall. They grow pretty much single trunk, and it worked really well for some large tomatoes. Having said that, these it's too hot from the set flower, so all this is wasted. None of this is going to make tomatoes, in my opinion, because if it was gonna, where's the tomatoes all down here? These are the large slicers. There's 6 plants. Sorry, let me back up before I join a special squad. What are you doing? Go away. They haven't made no tomatoes down there because I think it's too hot, but there's 6 of these big plants are the slicers. These are like the celebrities or something, right? So these are the big normal hybrids. We did all heirlooms over there, and then all the rest of these plants are all different kinds of cherry tomatoes, which you can see are getting kind of lanky, and that's why I pulled the shade cloth off. I don't think they were doing as good. Kitty, you're giving me anxiety for you being out here. This is what it would be like if at my age we had an infant in our life all of a sudden. I would be like that. I can already tell. I can tell. I think I had that bug still. Look at this. Lord have mercy. Can you guys see that? I don't know if that's in focus or not, but can you tell that there's spider webbing, microfine spider webbing all over the place. Spider mites. Look right here. Spiders. I hate them. Look, little green beans. Dead. Ain't gonna grow. Ain't gonna grow. How can it grow? Spinosad. Tried it. Seemed to do a little something to them, but it didn't stop them. I almost busted out my full-blown malalalathon, whatever. That's that full-blown garden poison. I'm at that point. I'm tired of this. But I got some spinosad coming, so we'll try that. I didn't realize they were this fuzzy until I just came out here. So y'all got to see that with me. And I ad-libbed to make myself not as embarrassed as I am about how bad that looks. The celery is the same thing. It's being ate up by the spider mites. Notice that the kale doesn't have a problem from the spider mites. This is information. This is key stuff to take away from that for me. Hold on, I'm gonna cough. Ooh, sorry. Talking too much out here. Peppers are still doing good. We haven't even been picking them all. Something happened to this one. Someone stepped on it or something. Yeah, it messed this guy up. I didn't even realize that was happening. She's not looking good. It's all yellow. Looks like it got broke over. Darn it. They're still producing. We're going to get more and more as this weather cools off. I still have like 2 or 3 months of the weather not being this hot, and that's coming. Look at it. They just fall off down here. It's got some sun scald, but it's got the right sound. It's a nice ripe poblano, and they all have that color when they're on there. But it's just so hot out here. Woo, look at Mac Daddy. Can you see that dude? Oh, he's right by my face. Oh, Lord. So anyway, I put 1 extra cantaloupe. She was like, put this one in somewhere. I said, okay, I'll throw it in this hole over here. I'll see if it does anything. Dun, 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 dun. What do you mean, if it'll do anything? These 2, I got 2. One over there and one right there. They're both turning yellow. Just gotta watch out for that wasp. Try to bring you over there without shaking the whole world up too much. And yeah, you can see all the peppers just like I can. Oh man, there's so many peppers on here. You know the thing is, these red ones, I'm gonna try this, I'm gonna make a fool of myself, but these red ones we cooked them the other day and it wasn't even that hot. I'm gonna say, because it's supposed to be a low heat jalapeno anyway. Look at this amaranth. Giant amaranth in my yard. But I'm gonna try this sucker, hold on. Oh, it's got a little heat to it for sure. But that flavor's there. Oh yeah, it's got heat. Yeah, I ain't gonna finish that. Yep, I'm done. Woo! Ooh, I can smell the cantaloupes through the pepper. Oh snap. You see? Ooh, it's hot. I'm just handling this gently, and it should just pop off. I mean, when they're that ready, they will. Matter of fact, I can kind of see it happening. See how that happens? That's how you know old cantaloupe's ripe. Whew. Yeah, it's real hot out here today, right? I totally was just sweating for no reason out here today. And we was talking about a cantaloupe over there. Woo! I'm gonna take this in the house. Still got 2 more, so everything's working good there. The trees are still doing good. They're huge. They need to be watered. The kitty's giving me anxiety. This sucker hasn't been doing good, never has. Amaranths are looking good over there. Airplane. Pomegranates, we've eaten a couple of those. They're doing good. They're still here. I say the word's doing good like everything's doing good out here in this temperature. It really ain't. Like, we ain't doing good, sis, at all. It's hot. Whew. And so is that pepper. It's not that hot. Here's the thing. I should be dying because I don't eat hot peppers. And while it got me there for a second, it's already subsiding. It's like, okay, that's why they're calling it a low heat jalapeno, because it's not taking my life right now. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set these guys down. I'm gonna go get me a tomato to wash that down. Oh, we're still planting seeds too. These are all, oh man, the spider mites have already got them? Holy crap. Already got little dots all over them. Crap. These are okra. Every other hole, so you'll see it'll skip a hole. Okay, those are okra. It should be like 18 plants, because they should grow in this heat. Whew. Let's wash down that pepper. Little cherry tomatoes. Oh, that helped. Yeah. The acid, huh? I don't know what kind these are. Don't care. Amazingly sweet and delicious. Try to turn around without killing everything. The spider mites are so bad, you guys. So bad. But all is not lost. And even if it is, it ain't anyway. I know one thing that kill them is frost. Whew! Lord have mercy, that was good. Yeah, I think the spider mites killed these. These were vining up really good, and they just keeled over dead one day. They just decided they were done trying with these tired spider mites. I can't blame them. So that's kind of it for the moment. I mean, oh, well, I guess there's a whole other side where the honeydew. Do y'all know when a honeydew is ripe? Because I don't. I think that people get them at the store too unripe because, you know, they're factory farming them and you got to pick them early so that you can ship them and everything, right? I get all that. I mean, that makes sense. However, I don't want to do that. So that's a big honeydew. Let me set this cantaloupe down so we can talk about this, because I'm thinking now I'm starting to think I'm overripe. Yeah, you need to go somewhere. You come up here and mess with my food. Chickens will get run out of there. Whew, Lord have mercy, that temperature. So that's a big old honeydew, right? Big old honeydew. Starting to turn little yellow flecks on the top. Okay, great. Is that when you pick them? Or when they turn yellow like this? Because I left this one in and I got to take a shoot off. Wow, that's happened since yesterday. There's water. Oh, is that a sun scald or something? Jeez. Oh, man. It's so hot out here. It's burning fruit. Oh, man. So anyway, I think this sucker's done, but I can't tell for sure, and I'm refusing to pick it too soon. Boy, that is yeller. Pretty stiff. It's a big melon. I'm not sure if that's done or not. I'm just not. I'll tell you about cantaloupe. I ain't gonna tell you about no honeydew, because some people are saying pick them like that. But the problem is, if you pick it early, that's it. You don't get none of the sweetness, and you just messed yourself over. Hey, there's a damn lighter in there. I tell you, people throw stuff out of cars while they're driving when you live next to a road. But you can see that big old sucker. Let me get in on it for you. I mean, that's a small basketball, right? I mean, it's bigger than a small basketball. It's not a full basketball size, but it's big. But I don't know when it's ripe. Oh, man. Did a squirrel get that one? Some of my fruit down there all chewed up. Yeah. What in the... There you go, chicken. Ain't that for you? Why don't you friendly ladies take care of that? So I'm still not done with cantaloupes. Look, bam, and that's a big one. Still got more. hiding up in here. And you can see, ooh, that's a big cantaloupe. Just hanging. And if it falls, it won't fall far, so I ain't worried about that. Still got Asian pears. Did not pick off those Asian pears. That one rain I was all bragging about was nothing. It was nothing. That's why I'm saying we still haven't had rain yet. I was showing you this ground then, and it still hasn't rained since then. Like sprinkled here, and that was like it. It hasn't done anything for us. So we're suffering. We're suffering. This squash plant's about dead. That's a squash plant right there. Getting ate up by the squash bugs. Whew. There's another cantaloupes in here. I think the heat's just messing up these cantaloupes. I keep trying to protect them. But, I don't know. It's just so stinking hot. Gotta figure out something to do with these pears and stuff, too. I don't know if we're just gonna fresh eat them or try to process them into... Can you make apple cider out of pears? Like pear cider? I assume so. It's the same plant. I mean, they're cousins. They're direct relatives. I don't see why you wouldn't. I mean, there's probably a good reason, like pears break up too easy or something. There's probably a practical reason why they don't, but not a functional one, I don't believe. Anyway, that's pretty much it. The garden and everything in it. I mean, we're still here, but we're just suffering. It's just hot. It's just super hot, and it's just not getting any better. As you can see, this line I never buried. Make sure you're not zoomed in. You can see the irrigation line I never buried. It's just laying on top of the soil. And then you can see the crack next to it like an anaconda. I mean, that's big. Oh, whoa, yeah, your whole foot fit off in that. No problemo. Does your soil do that? Yeah, I don't know, guys. That's a pretty big hole. I'm not hitting the bottom. It's just pinching my hand. Some of the soil down there is actually kind of moistish on the sides. Right, so it's still got a little clay-like consistency down there, right? But up here, it's hard as a rock, and it's separating. It's just bad. Whew. This chicken's still digging up under there, getting my soldier flies. Alright, I guess that's pretty much it. I guess we'll go for now. And this was a long one, I apologize, but I mean, you know, we don't get on here too often, so gotta show it to you all at once. The girls are stopped laying. There ain't no eggs at this point. And we are going to be, I think I told you about it, we're going to repot the citrus from that new citrus soil. We're going to mix up with those big new pots. And a few of these girls are going to get the up pot. There's a couple that are already in the 25-gallon pots. 25-gallon, mind you. This is 2 foot across by 18 inches tall. This big one right here, that's a gigantic 25-gallon pot, and I have it filled up to the top to give it as much growing space as possible. This one is not in 25 gallons, in the smaller ones, like the ones that I'm going to be up potting. However, it's at the top of its pot. Even the soil is right here at the top. The roots, the dirt, it's actually right here. You see there's some roots, right? This plant is at the top of its pot growing, and I made a sandy mix for this thing, so it's very heavy pot and soil. These other ones was that really poor Home Depot, just like wood chip soil. I got some really bad stuff. And they're actually sunk down in their pots a lot. That's filled up with leaves, and then